And away we go.
All right, so how's your day?
Great.
Yeah, same here. So, what is in the news today?
A lot of things.
All right, so let's start from square one, I guess.
Square one indeed. Alberta moves to offer municipalities a provincial alternative to RCMP.
Okay, so what is that alternative?
Alberta is moving ahead with plans to create a new, independent provincial police agency that could shift the province's policing landscape if enough municipalities choose to make the switch from the RCMP.
Very interesting. So they're choosing to go independent with their police force, huh?
Oh yes.
All right. Wow. I mean, that's gonna be a big move, but I'm pretty sure they can do it. And I wonder what prompted that independence.
Well, there's a lot of things.
Oh, do you know those things?
I'm looking at them right now.
Okay, so as you were saying that, I'm going to say such as.
Officials say the pilot is aimed at keeping their officers safe and reducing the risk of being doxxed. Calgary police say doxing has increased across the country, particularly with officers who handle protests. We live in extraordinary, strange times, said Doug King, a professor of criminal justice at Mount Royal University.
Yeah.
It might be vandalism. It might be someone confronts the officer on the street. Someone confronts the officer while they're out for dinner with their family. Police say information on officers can be easy to find online if people know the officer's name and face, which
I
they
mean,
say can be extremely dangerous.
yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, why are police information on? Why do we have police's informations online? I mean, why do we have their faces online? I mean, they're police officers. They're not actors. I mean, they legitimately put their lives on the line. I mean, why do we have them online? I actually don't get that. It's actually something to think about.
It's very strange.
I don't know. It's like it's one thing to have them on record at the police force, but why do we need pictures of them online? I mean, you know, I mean, obviously, obviously, actually, I can't really think of a good reason why. I mean, like, other than, busting a potential predator who is a policeman. But, I mean, yeah, why do we do that? I mean, they're not actors, they're not anybody famous, they're just police officers. That is a bit dangerous, and, like, people can legitimately, like, dox these guys. So, I mean, I'm glad they're taking the repercussions to keep these people safe. I mean, they're definitely, for the most part, they're definitely like good apples, and they're just trying to serve their country and do what's right for their families and friends and countries and, well, pretty much local states, yeah, or countries. But yeah, it's like we got to keep them safe because, they could die from doxing. I'm not gonna lie, there's some people out there who think that doxing is okay. It's such a messed up. We live in pretty messed up times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unfortunate. And
Indeed.
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what was doxing, what was their version of doxing back in the day? You know, before the internet, before the phone. Like, what was their version of doxing before phones? Or did they just straight up go to the person, track the person down, and just go to their house?
I think the closest thing to doxing, well, in an era before the internet, is you just basically stalk them until you find where they are, where they work, and where they live, and then eventually you confront them.
Or send people to beat them up?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, but yeah, huh? Yeah, that probably is the closest thing to doxing. Like before the internet. And yeah, it's kind of sad. This digital age is a gift, but it's also a curse. I mean, like, people are making fools of themselves just for the sake of attention, just for the sake of internet clout. I'll be honest, clout feels like such an old word now. I mean, it's still a relevant word, but I don't know. I remember when that word came out, and I'm like, huh, man, yeah, that feels like such an old word.
Indeed.
Well, that just means I'm getting old.
We
Who
all
cares?
are.
Yeah, we all are. Shoot, kind of wish I wasn't, but I can't stop that. So, I mean, unless I was drinking, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, it's like, unless I was probably a celebrity doing certain things to, like, keep myself younger. But yeah, no, I'll just age gracefully. Gray hair. Who knows? I wouldn't even know if I'm going bald or not. But hey, what else in the news?
Chevron to cut 600 jobs as it shifts its headquarters to Houston.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Energy company Chevron will begin a survey of the East Mediterranean seabed early this summer to prepare for a pipeline connecting a sizable natural gas deposit in Cyprus waters with processing facilities in Egypt, Cypriot officials said on Monday.
Oh wow, pretty interesting stuff. Um, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, on one hand, energy is very important and certain measures has to be taken place. But on the other hand, well, I'm looking at the environmental angle of things, like the harm they could do to the oceans or nearby forestations. But even if that is the case, whatever profits come out of, well, energy and the pipelines, etc., and other related stuff, a portion of that profit can go towards compensating the damages have been done to the environment or whatever surrounding areas, so that by those that live there.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Plus, the seas do not, the oceans don't really need any more pollution in it. They already look terrible in
Yeah,
of themselves. So I can see where you're coming from, but also it's like, yeah, energy. This could be good, but it could also be bad as well for our environment. And also activists are going to be activists, and whether
they
they
do
can
and do what they can.
do what they can, and I don't even know if some of them even care or not, because I don't know. I feel like a person who really cares would take like direct measures and not just protests, because I don't know. Like ever since like Martin MLK, protests don't really do anything anymore. Being honest, it does not. It does absolutely nothing. I mean, since MLK, I mean, just or maybe Malcolm. Has Malcolm X ever done a protest?
Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
likely it could have.
Yeah, the only thing I know about him is that like he was an activist for like black rights, and he was Muslim. That's pretty much all I know about the guy. And oh yeah, I also know that like at first I think he said he was dumb, but then when he went to prison he began reading, and then he just educated himself pretty much. That's actually what I know about. That's actually all I know about the guy. I don't really. I have not. I mean, I've learned about him a little bit in school in terms of like what he did for the black community, but that's it. That's all we know about the guy. I would not know. I'm pretty sure he's had some. Sure, he's had some gatherings. I'm pretty sure he said some things that upset the establishment, but which is why he was killed. But that's all I know about the guy. And if he were to live long, if he lived any longer, I don't think he would see 2024. I don't know, because he grew up in like what 1940 in the 1940s. Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, like he grew up in like the 1940s or something. So it's like he wouldn't have. I don't think he would have. Like, I mean, it would have been a blessing if he were to see 2025. I mean, did I see 2024 before? Regardless. But anyways, what else in the news?
Kids under 16 will no longer be allowed to live stream on Instagram without parental consent.
Oh wow, yeah, like that's gonna stop 16-year-olds from live streaming.
Ah.
Yeah, let's be real. No parent is gonna care as long as their child is not bothering. Let's be all the way honest. Like most parents just don't care. I mean, how? I mean, unless Instagram shuts down their live streams, what's stopping a 16-year-old from live streaming on Instagram? And on top of that, do most 16-year-olds even live stream on Instagram anymore at all? I mean, I mainly see it. I mean, like I mainly see adults as I should, but it's like I mainly see adults live streaming, and I'm pretty sure there's some who live stream fights or whatever, or just live stream themselves. I mean, the only time I could understand if a 16-year-old was live streaming was if they were an influencer of some sort, or just goofing off with their friends.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that is going to stop a 16-year-old from live streaming. I mean, like, shoot, we have kids on Instagram who are like 6 years old,
That's
so it's
true.
like, yeah, so it's like that. that's not going to stop anybody. Just unless Instagram takes this very seriously and shuts their live stream down, I really don't see what's gonna make a difference. So I mean, Instagram, either you step up your game or how about this? Confirm on live stream, like have children confirm on live stream that their parents said it's okay for them to live stream on Instagram. But you can easily fake that as well, so that wouldn't work. I mean, AI, Google Translate, deep fakes. Yeah, you can easily fake it. So yeah, it's not gonna work. So you might as well throw that rule out. You might as well throw that rule under the bus and just run over it because it's gonna get violated anyways. Instagram's not gonna care. You think Zuckerberg cares? Probably not.
It's all about the big cheese.
It's all about the big cheese. It's all about the money. You think Zuckerberg really cares about the children?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, he has his own kid, right? He probably only cares about his own kid if he has his own kid.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
likely.
yeah. He only cares about his own kid if he has his own kid. I don't really know much about Zuckerberg. All I know is that he has a wife. That's all I know. But yeah, you think Zuckerberg cares? He doesn't. But that's to be expected. But yeah, no, just throw the rule. Just throw the rule out. They're not gonna care. But anyways, yeah. What else in the news?
Jumps 1,300 as some relief washes through financial markets on hopes for tariff negotiations.
Tariff negotiations. Wow. Is this about Trump?
Well, about to find out.
Okay.
Stocks bounced back on Tuesday after President Trump's trade war raised market volatility, offering some relief to worldwide financial markets. Trump's trade war, an attack on globalization, heightened economic uncertainty and prompted retaliatory warnings from China. Global stocks indexes rose, with Tokyo up 6%, Paris up 3.4%, and Shanghai up 1.6%, while crude oil and Bitcoin saw slight recoveries.
Wow. Donald Trump. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I mean, has Donald Trump done anything like eventful or like anything that's worth talking about? I'm gonna
Well,
be on.
besides crashing the stock market,
Well, yeah, on purpose. Why would you do
exactly,
that? Why would you do that?
all the sake of forcing federal departments to cut interest rates and encourage businesses to actually reduce prices so they can be affordable for Americans.
Huh. Okay. I mean, really? That's why he's crashing it? So that things can be affordable for Americans?
Well, that's at least what a lot of people are saying, because if the economy is looking very good, and then people slightly increase prices for certain goods and services, then surely there going to be a small amount of excess profit gained from those businesses. But if for whatever reason the economy just comes tumbling down, and no matter how high the prices you put up isn't going to be enough, you would drop them down to the point where there'll be a certain number of people that'll be able to actually buy the good or service. But even then, it won't be enough to make a profit out of whatever economic uncertainties or plummets that's going on.
So
And if
Trump
that's
is
the
so Trump is purposely screwing us so that we can buy cheap food?
most likely,
But man, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna roast him on that because I kind of don't care. I mean, I kind of care, but it's like you could have done something else. Let's be honest. He could have done something else.
yes, he could.
He
But
really.
desperate times call for desperate measures.
I mean, I guess so, but it's like I'd roast him myself if I cared enough to. But I'm pretty sure someone else. I'm pretty sure someone on the Democratic liberal side is doing that for me. Or
They
I
are,
don't know.
yes.
Huh?
They are, yes.
Yeah, and or even a Republican. Who knows? Like one of the two are possibly even doing that for me. But it's like I'm not. Trump. You could have easily done something else other than purposely screw us, just so that we can buy cheap food. Although, if it works, thank you, thank you. If it works, but if it doesn't work, Then
screw
whatever.
you, I guess.
Sure, I guess. I don't know. But hey, let's see if it works, though. Trump's a genius. He's our great savior who saved America. No, 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 no,
No,
no, no,
no, no,
no.
no.
But anyways, yeah, Trump. Hope you do better Hope you do better in the next couple of months or the next year. Then, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, 2016 seemed like it was a fantastic year for Trump. Just fantastic. And if Trump were to last in the office, he would have probably given up the seat in 2024. Correct?
Yes, if Donald Trump were to win the 2020 election, then by the time 2024 came around, then maybe that would be the end of the Trump presidency.
But he probably would have said, he probably would have been like, campaigning that he would be in for 12 years, like he is now.
Well, the reason why he's doing that now is because he lost in 2020, making Biden the 46th president,
Wait,
and then
did you call Joe Biden King Biden?
no, I said Joe Biden.
Okay. Anyways, you were saying? I'm sorry, I thought you said King Biden.
But the reason why Trump is wanting to get an extra term is because when he lost in 2020, making Biden the 46th president, he would not let that go. He was certain, he believed that election was stolen from him. Like, there was some kind of manipulation. So he took some time off from social media, but, well, he still talked, but it wasn't too public about what he's doing. And then 2024 came about. He announced he was going to campaign to become president again, got the Republican nomination, as expected, whether people like it or not. And then the night of the presidential election, we have found out that Trump got in the White House again. And then afterwards,
it was a
that's
party for every Republican doing the dance.
yes,
The one,
exactly.
some of them were even dressed like Trump, and I'm like, okay, the little boys are excusable because they're little kids. It's cute when children do it, but you're a grown man. I mean, come on.
Come on, man.
It's like you're a grown man wearing a full on Trump outfit. Like, bro, I mean, it's one thing if you wear the hat and do it, fine, but the suit. I mean, no, it's the wig, the hat. I mean, if suits are your style, then I'm not gonna knock you for that either. But the wig and the makeup, probably. I don't know. It's kind of weird when grown men do it, but it's whatever. It's like I said. Trump's words are like gospel to these people.
Oh, yes.
You know what gospel means? It means good news.
Right now, it's not looking so good at the moment.
It's not. It's really not. I mean, once again, I'm personally not gonna take a side. I mean, I personally don't care what your political party is. Who cares? Where am I gonna take that with me? How tangible is that? I personally don't care about your political party. Even if I disagreed with you, I would not attack you for being that party. I wouldn't even know what to say about your candidate either. That's how out of the loop I am. The reason why I'm somewhat in the loop is because, well, the news, the fact that we report on it, and just other than that, I'd probably be out of the loop, which is why I really don't know what to say about some of these presidential candidates and what they're doing. But hey, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. But yeah, as for Trump, I mean, I'm not gonna even joke and say that I was hoping that I was expecting Kamala Harris to win because I wasn't. Really, no one was, except for delusional people. No offense. I mean, like, it was just clear that Trump was gonna win. He had the experience. He knew how to talk. He was confident, and yeah, it was just clear that the guy was gonna win. I mean, Barack Obama couldn't even help Kamala Harris out.
Very true.
He couldn't even bring her out of that rut that she was in. And then Barack Obama proceeds to insult like, men for not voting for Kamala Harris. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't going to vote before, but now that this isn't going to make me want to. Most people voted for her because she's a woman. A strong, independent woman taking up office. So brave. If a woman is going to try to run for president, I can't stop her. I don't have to agree with it, but I cannot stop her. At least have her be confident. At least have her. She has to be pretty much dang near like a man to run the office. You need to have that mentality. You need to have that masculine mentality otherwise stay away from politics. Stay away from the office. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, other than that, I don't have a reason to have a problem with women running for president. But at the same time, you have to have a certain mentality to run for president. That's what I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Now it's fun to play pretend that you're gonna run for president. I mean, shoot, most people do it all the time. Music videos, sports entertainment, in wrestling. But yeah, it's fun to play. It's fun to pretend to do it. But I don't think no one else. I don't think anyone would actually do that unless they're prepared to do all that paperwork, which I don't think I would ever be prepared for. But who knows? But hey, what else in the news?
NATO chief says China military expansion staggering.
Hold on just a minute. All right, sorry. I just had to tell my mom something. What did you say again?
NATO chief says China military expansion staggering.
Why is it staggering? Or how's it
NATO chief Mark Rutte visited Japan on Tuesday to project alliance power in the Asia-Pacific region. The visit occurred as the US, under President Trump, urges NATO to increase involvement in the region. Rutte met with Japanese officials and visited Yokosuka Naval Base to boost ties with IP4 nations.
Oh wow, Yokozuka.
Yokosuka.
Yokozuka.
Yes.
Oh, I almost said Yokozuka
Yeah,
or
it is
Yoko.
Yokosuka.
I meant Yokozuna. Sorry, I almost said that. Not Yokozuka. But yeah, it's like huh. But yeah, that's definitely some news.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I really don't have much to say about it. What about you?
Well, it's nice to see nations getting along and building alliances. However, there's always a price to pay when making such alliances with very powerful nations. You never know if at one point they will turn on you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people will turn on one another, for financial gain or just because they don't want to deal with anyone's crap. I don't know. But yeah, most people will turn on one another. It's just the play. It's just the game that we play.
Yes, we all played the game.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's the game. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's
It sure is.
very unfortunate. But what else in the news?
New United States tariffs on China to hit 104%.
104%.
Yep.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice amount. I mean, 104%. That is a lot.
It sure is.
But what is the cause of that? What did Trump
Pres-
do?
well, President Donald Trump is set to impose an additional 84% in levies across all Chinese imports on Wednesday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced on Tuesday. That will mean all goods from the country are subject to a tariff of at least 104%.
Hello? Are you there? I don't know. It's like you stopped for a minute. I thought you cut out.
Huh. Strange.
Huh. But continue.
Yes, 104% tariffs on all Chinese goods. And yeah, as announced by Caroline Leavitt.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, Trump, Caucasian people. I guess thank Trump for that. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, whatever is good, and Trump did something good. You know, something. I'm pretty sure he did other things too, which we're gonna get a list of once his presidency is up, and we're probably gonna get some sort of a montage of him looking like a bigger deal than he actually is.
Yeah.
But yeah, but hey, yeah, I mean, well, I guess that's a good thing. Good on Trump. Good on Trump. You know,
Yes.
my president Kamala would have done way better. Let me stop. She had my president. But anyways, yeah, it's like good on Trump though. Good on Trump. Seriously. But yeah, like what else in the news?
Shopify CEO pushes greater use of AI instead of hiring new employees. So Shopify CEO pushes greater use of AI instead of hiring new employees.
What? That is outrageous. Why don't they want to hire capable humans anymore, huh?
They're
What
just
is
not
that?
as efficient as they used to be.
What the, not as efficient. Humans never go
Yeah,
out of style. You know how strong and masculine and feminine well, the women feminine. Like, you know how strong we are? Huh?
yeah. Can't argue with that.
But in all seriousness though, this isn't really a surprise. I mean, unfortunately, like, AI is going to eventually replace people at their jobs and, which is why I would not go for anything. Which is why I don't know. In this day and age, even if I was interested in computers or whatever, I wouldn't go for like just strictly a digital job. But I don't know. I can easily be replaced by AI. I mean, you gotta go for jobs that you can't be replaced. Like
Exactly.
you gotta go for jobs that like you can't be replaced. And even if you could be replaced, the replacement would have to be either another human, and also like it would have to be another human or just like another person who's better than you. That's the only time you should be getting replaced by someone better, not by a digital computer. And yeah, so like you just gotta go for things that for actual humans to be on the job because machines like as good as machines are, they cannot do everything. They can't do everything that humans do. They can do a lot of things that humans can do, but they can't do 100% of everything. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like so is there anything is what else does it say about the news?
Artificial intelligence becomes a more prominent presence in the workforce. Shopify CEO Toby Lütke announced a new hiring approach. Before hiring, employees must now prove that they cannot use AI to perform a new position.
Wait, hold on. So they have to prove that they can't use AI
Exactly.
because the Shopify employees would just use AI to kind of get their job done for them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I read this all wrong. Huh. Wow. I thought the Shopify CEO was replacing the people and so no, huh?
Oh, that'd be a disaster.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Ooh. I'm pretty sure half the guys who he hires though can use AI though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it's like you're hiring. No offense. You're hiring. Okay, I'm not gonna say nerd. I might say nerds just for the fun of it. You're hiring nerds to like run your company. You're hiring computer nerds to do the run your company, man. Like, come on, they can use AI. They're just gonna lie on their job. They're just gonna lie on their job application and then use AI behind your back. Come on now. They're just
Yeah.
gonna lie on the job application. I mean, I'm not saying I would, because if I knew, because I try to be as honest as possible, and so I personally don't know how to use AI, so I'd probably be a great employee because I really don't know how to use AI. I mean, I don't even care to learn to be real, to be fair. But it's like yeah, it's like hey, all I'm gonna say is this yeah, the majority of those guys know how to use AI. They'll get the job, say that they don't know how to use AI, and then use AI behind his back when he's not looking. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like these guys are they're in the market they're in the market, a demandable market. So it's like you're gonna either have to hire them and put huge restrictions on AI, or I don't know, just risk going out of business. Because like most computer savvy people, I'm not gonna call them nerds. I just wanted to say that for fun. Most computer savvy people who are like techno savvy, not savvy. They know how to use AI. They'll just lie to you, pretty much, just to get a just. I commend him for not wanting to use AI to run his business. I do, I really do. but you're gonna have to just put huge restrictions on AI if you want them to genuinely do the real work with their own hands and like just doing all the coding and whatnot. So, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. And yeah, it's like that's really all I gotta say.
So true.
But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Honda to test clean energy system, which could help sustain life on the moon.
Sustain life on the moon. You know what I'm gonna say about this already.
Yes, yes I do.
The moon! I know the moon exists.
Yeah,
I know the sky exists. I
it
know the
does, yeah.
sun exists. We see it every single day and every single night. And although we have a video of a man landing on the moon, how come no one else has landed on the moon since then?
Very, very good question.
I mean, I personally don't even see the point being an astronaut. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a great boyhood dream, but ultimately, it's like, bro, it's like they don't do any. What do astronauts actually do?
Well, they make very good actors.
Oh yeah, they act like heroes. They act like heroes, but they're not. Yeah, they make phenomenal actors. Very great actors. They make phenomenal actors. They act like they're heroes even though they're not heroes. No disrespect to them, but it's just true. I mean, yeah, they make great actors. Huh, and they get paid. I'm not going to say they get paid to do nothing. I'm pretty sure they do something there.
Yeah,
I
they
just
do something.
I just know they're not landing on the moon. Yeah, that's all I know. I just know that they're not landing on the moon. Like, we live in a we live in a country where it's like, yeah, they tell the truth about some things, but they also lie about other things to make us look more important, to make us look far more important than what we actually are. Actually, no, we are important in other aspects, but the moon landing ain't one of them. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of an Italian dad, like, saying, how did they do that? Like, how did they get a whole camera on the moon? They just set it up and they just started. I don't know. It's like, if you want to sustain the fact that people can land on the moon, you should have made more videos on it. You should have done more instead of making actors pretend that they landed on the moon. So, I mean, but hey, people are going to believe what they believe. The moon is obviously real. But the real question is, can you actually land on it? Yeah, the prospects of potential life on the moon is interesting. The potential of even being able to land on the moon is interesting. But can you really land on the moon? Is there really a space out there? And if there is a space out there, you got to break the firmament in order to get to that space, which all of us cannot do. But hey, that's all I got to say about the moon. What do you got to say about the moon?
Well, I know the moon is there, and there is moonlight that comes down at night, giving light to those that, well, certainly need it more than most. But of course, it really begs the question, if it was such a big deal to have landed on the moon and to have documented everything that went on the moon, why have there not been any attempts to go back again? Or why hasn't there been any other long-term plans since the 60s to actually make use of the land on the moon? Like, who knows what kind of scientific potential there could have been if there was some kind of camp based on the moon, examined the ground and whatever materials that lie on the moon, and what purpose could that be used for?
Yeah, I 100% agree. How come there's been no attempts to just do that again? I mean, if we can really do it, we should be able to do it again. Land on the moon one more time.
And figure out what its dust can be used for.
Exactly. Just figuring out what we can what we can do with it, and what we can use it for. But yeah, should have been a bigger attempt to try to get on the moon again. If it's possible, we can do it again. Who landed on the moon again? Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
So yeah, if they can land on the moon, I can land on the moon. I don't want to land on the moon. Someone else can do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, someone else can do it. That's not my dream. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
But yeah, it's it can easily be done. It could. If they've done it before, it's not that hard to do. So, yeah. It is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So, what else is in the news?
Scientists revive dire wolves through gene editing after extinction.
Wow. They revived wolves that were dying with gene editing.
No, not wolves that are dying. The wolf species of dire, DI.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so they revived some wolves with gene editing.
Yes,
Oh, wow. Oh, we live in such times, don't we?
we do,
We're just
yes.
we're just able to like just edit genes like that.
I guess so.
Yeah, man, we live in such weird times, don't we?
Yes, the wildest of times.
Yep, the wildest. Yeah, like, but in all seriousness, though, it's like, man, editing genes so that, I'm pretty sure our genes can be edited too, but, I wonder what people would want to edit their genes. Is there anything that you want to edit your genes?
Hmm. I
Like, is
have
there
thought
any.
about I have thought about it for a while, but I'm not sure if I want to, because I'm happy with how my life is and what my body is right now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I lived 22 years with this body, so, might as well die with it, right?
Yes, true, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm pretty happy, I mean, I could probably. The only thing I can probably say is that, like, I could probably, lose some weight, but, even still, like, it's not that noticeable. That's pretty much all I got. That's pretty much all I got. I get, like, that's pretty much that's the only critique that I have. I could probably just start going to the gym again and do some push-ups, but that's the only critique that I have. I'm pretty sure I'll think of some more later, but, hey. I mean, yeah, it's like, other than that, I'm happy. I mean, hey, but, anyways, is there anything else in the news?
Yes, there is. Ukraine using drones loaded with malware to disrupt Russian operations.
Huh. Ukraine. Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine.
They've been in the news a lot. Well, not really. We've only reported on them like what, twice so far in the
Yes,
last couple of months.
yeah,
So they're gonna launch that at Russia, huh?
yes.
Wow, man, this war has been going on for like what, 2, 3 years now.
Certainly 3 years now.
These are some proud countries, huh?
Indeed.
They don't want to give up, huh?
They certainly, well, they want to put an end to it, but they're still continuing it because, well, they don't want to let their guard down.
So they don't want to let their guard down.
Yes,
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's just a matter of pride. Both of them are too proud to like let their guard down and give up. Both of them are too proud. I mean, Russia, I kind of expect that from. I'm gonna be honest with you, to not wave the white flag and just say we surrender. But Ukraine, I'll be honest. I would have thought Russia would have wiped the floor with them already.
yes, I did too. But remember, Ukraine is still getting foreign aid, still to this day.
Is it from us still?
Yeah, well, it's not just you, but it's also us, too.
Oh wow, that's just. So the reason why they haven't given up yet is because they're getting foreign aid from all of us.
Yes, Ukraine is still getting foreign aid from Western nations to help fund its military and its other fighting equipment to go up against Russian forces and try and stand their ground and defend whatever territory they have left, and so on.
Does Russia get foreign aid, or is it all them?
Why would Russia need foreign aid? Their military is big enough as it is. And of course, also, even if Russia did ask for foreign aid, there'll be a few countries that will come to the rescue. Maybe not India. India and Russia are close. India is more of a middle ground kind of country where it kind of lies on both ends of the sides, if you know what I mean.
So pretty much, it doesn't take a side. It just stays in the middle.
India doesn't take a side. It just obediently cooperate with whichever side like
Is
negotiates and works with.
okay. So pretty much they're a side that can be bought and sold.
Yes, at
Essentially.
least to some extent, yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Essentially, like to a certain extent, they're a side that can be bought and sold if the money is right.
Yes. and that all
Okay.
the right negotiations are in place.
Okay. I mean, I guess in this sense, it's smart to not just stick with one side, but at the same time, it seems a
So they
bit.
just gotta do what they gotta do.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I guess it's a drag, but they're just doing what they got to do.
Yes,
But hey, well, I'm not gonna root for any side to win. I'm just gonna say I hope all of them kind of stops committing, treason on one another. That's all I'm gonna wish for is that they can stop killing one another.
that's true.
Yeah. But hey, what else in the news?
Renewables provided record 32% of global electricity in 2024.
Interesting. Is there anything more in the news?
In 2024, renewables and nuclear provided 40.9% of global power generation, marking the first time this has surpassed 40% since the 1940s. According to a new report by Ember, solar power was the largest contributor, adding 474 terawatt hours and accounting for 6.9% of total electricity generation in 2024.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
That is quite the achievement. The 1940s. That is a massive achievement.
It really is a huge achievement. Very huge achievement. And they should be very proud of themselves. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, they should be proud of themselves. So that is actually a very huge achievement, and they should definitely be happy about their achievements. Everyone should, no matter how big or how little it is. So yeah, it is what it is, and it's great to hear.
Yes.
But what else in the news?
Germany's likely last Nazi convicted of Holocaust crimes dies at 99.
Oh wow! Wait, hold on. You said what? An old man? Wait, was he in prison?
Well, the report says a 99-year-old former Nazi camp secretary, who may be the last ever person to be convicted in Germany for crimes committed during the Holocaust, has passed away, a court said on Monday.
He was an old man. Like, bro, you're gonna convict a 99-year-old man who potentially has dementia? I mean, I get you're upset about it, but like, bro, you gotta consider his age. It's like, didn't we talk about this before? Actually,
Well, in terms of the man, this is the first time I'm hearing it, but we have talked about the Holocaust and World War II at some point a few
actually,
months ago.
I think we talked about an old lady getting convicted or something, right?
Yeah, I think we did talk about that.
I think she was in her 70s or something, or 80s. I'm not sure.
70 or 80s, roughly.
Gotcha. All right. So as for this old man, I don't know. I feel like it would be cool to pick the brains of these people before they die. I mean, just like for instance, I wish that there was someone from the 19 from like the 19 like from 19 like 15 that was still living today, and I could just pick their brain and be like, hey, what was it like? Hold on, or like people who grew up with Abraham Lincoln was president. It would be pretty cool to pick their brains, like, hey, what did Abraham Lincoln look like? Like, cause I don't know, we have this depiction. I'm like, all right, did he actually look like that? He probably did. But like, I would just want to know. I really just want to know. Like, because I feel like older people during that time would just they're the ones who would tell the truth about like certain things. Whether if it was on camera or not on camera. I wouldn't even record it. I would just want to know this information to know this information. But yeah, I mean, it would even be interesting to pick like a 99-year-old Nazi's brain in regards to like what was his thought process during that time. Why did he do it? What could he have possibly gained from that?
Yeah, very interesting question.
Yeah, not condoning what he did, but I'm just saying it would be interesting to just ask.
Get a perspective of what happened during his time.
Yeah, and what was his thought process? Like, why did he follow Hitler? Like, what made him resonate with Adolf, Mr. Adolf Hitler, the hitman? I'm really surprised no one is using that term to like describe Hitler. I mean, people say mustache man. I'm surprised no one is using the term hitman to describe Hitler, especially when it comes to TikTok. Because I don't think you could talk about Hitler on TikTok in a good light or something. I'm not sure, or in any
Poss-
light, huh?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, or in really any light whatsoever. But yeah, it's like it would just be interesting. I mean, I can't interview these people, but I know other people can interview these people if they just probably reach out or somehow reach out. But hey, it's too bad. I don't know the old man, but I will say, may God rest his soul. I hope he's resting in peace. I hope he lived a life of abundant peace. Obviously, you know, if he regretted certain things that he did in his past. I mean, obviously, people can change, and who knows, maybe he did change, but he was willing to like at least own up to his crimes. Well, he's an old man, so what could he really do? Honestly, like he couldn't run. But if they really cared about this, why did they wait 99 years to get this guy?
Could have they known, like, 99 years ago, like, when this person was, like, 1 years old, that they were going to do something, or was going to be part of something heinous, or some kind of travesty.
Actually, no, not 99 years. Because hold on, when did he? Hold on, when was the Nazis like going strong again?
Going strong.
Yeah, like when was it? Like they were going strong, like in the 19.
It was the early 1930s.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say 1940s, but like yeah, 1930s. Yeah. Okay, so he probably would have been like in his what 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, and hold on, let me do the math on that. Okay, I'm gonna assume 30. Hold on, just doing the math. All right, that's good. All right, doing the math is gonna take a while. The point is, you know. All right. So after okay. So pretty much my point is, after Nazi Germany, they had so long. Like obviously the 1930s, fine, okay, but then it gets into the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, up until now. You had all that time. How did it take? I want to know how it took them this long to catch this guy. But that's all. But yeah, pretty much, I would say their priorities weren't completely on that. But yeah, what else in the news?
Let's see.
But yeah, I was
Pentagon
gonna.
considers proposal to cut thousands of troops from Europe.
Okay, how come?
Senior U.S. Defense Department officials are considering a proposal to withdraw as many as 10,000 troops from Eastern Europe, NBC News reported on Tuesday, citing 6 U.S. and European officials briefed on the matter.
Interesting, very interesting. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I do have strong opinions on the Pentagon, defense. Well, all I do know for sure that honestly, it's okay. You can't. One nation can help out another nation in times of desperate need. However, at one point, does a nation get too reliant on the big guy for its defense? That's the problem. If a nation gets too reliant on another country's defense, and all of a sudden the big guy turns against you, or there was some kind of argument on what was negotiated, there's going to be massive problems.
Yeah, I 100% agree. There's always going to be a massive There's always going to be a massive problem wherever you go, no matter what. And yeah, what are you really going to do?
Yeah,
But yeah, I really don't have a strong opinion on it. All I will say is whatever happens, happens, and whatever is fixed will be fixed, and whatever is fixed will stay the same, and whatever's broken will be fixed. And you know what I mean.
mostly, yeah.
But what else?
Global temperatures hit historic historic heights highs for March.
Interesting. They're gonna hit a high in March, you said?
Yes, March 2025 was the hottest March on record in Europe, surpassing the average by 2.41 degrees Celsius according to the EU's Copernicus Climate Change Service.
I'll be honest, I really don't have a strong opinion about that. I do not. Looking forward to it. That's all I gotta say.
It's just nature, you know?
Yeah,
Temperature's gonna change, it's gonna get hotter in some parts of the year, colder in some parts of the year. It's just gonna happen. You just gotta go with it.
I mean, some people would say it's the globalists changing the weather, but we're not gonna go that far. We really don't have any proof, but at the same time.
Well, Risk would argue otherwise, because he says that there are patents by the United States government about some kind of machine that manipulates the weather, like formation of hurricanes or whatnot. But that's just him. He has a lot. It would have a lot to say on the creation of weather.
That's true. Risk would have a lot of proof on that. I would
Yeah,
not know. I mean, I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot.
yeah.
But anyways, is there anything else in the news?
South Korea to hold presidential election on 3rd of June after impeachment turmoil.
Hold on. South Korea is gonna hold an impeachment?
No, they're gonna have an election after
Oh,
after its impeachment.
oh, got you. Okay. Huh. So who are the candidates if it says them?
Let's see. There isn't much information on the candidates, but we know why it's happened. So South Korea will head to the polls 3rd of June to elect new president. The country's acting leader announced on Tuesday, following the dramatic removal of former President Yoon Suk Yeol over an attempt in imposition of martial law. The announcement was made by Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, who is currently serving as acting president after the Constitutional Court upheld Yoon's impeachment last week, formally ending his presidency and triggering a constitutional mandate to hold fresh elections within 60 days.
Hmm. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh yes,
Well, looking forward to their new leader, and hopefully that new leader will not be impeached.
yes. Or at
All right.
least doesn't go too crazy.
Yeah, hopefully. But what else? Is there anything else in the news?
Indeed there is. Let's see. Hello there.
What happened?
Pregnant Tiffany Trump steps out for date night in Miami with husband Michael Boulos.
Wait, so she's cheating on me? Let me stop. I don't even know her. Anyways,
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, it's like, pregnant wife steps out for date night.
Yep.
How old is Tiffany Trump?
30s, 40s perhaps?
Well, it's good that is this her first kid or
Tiffany Trump, who is pregnant with her and her husband's Michael Boulos' first child, put her baby bump on display while out to dinner April 5th in Miami Beach, Florida.
okay, good. She's 31. Okay, she's not that old.
Yeah,
And she's an internet celebrity? What is she
yeah.
known?
Well, other than the fact her father is Donald Trump, I don't hear much about her other than when she appears publicly for Trump, President Trump or something. That's
Gotcha.
about it.
She's not bad. She's not, she's not bad. She's not
She's alright.
she's all right. She's wait, her husband is 27. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's like, hey, good for them. They're I don't know what to think of that. I mean, it's cool that they're going out on a date night.
Yes, good for them.
Yeah. I mean, hey, yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Just good for them. I really don't know what else to say about that. Yeah. So is there anything else in the news?
Yep. Elon Musk uses slur, calls Trump aide dumber than a sack of bricks in tariff spat.
Wait, hold on. Who calls who dumber than a sack of bricks?
Elon Musk called Peter Navarro a quote-unquote moron and quote-unquote dumber than a sack of bricks in a post on X.
I'm not gonna lie, the term dumber than a sack of bricks sounds like such an old term. But
Connection
it's
issues again.
can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can still hear you. I'm seeing that you're having connection problems on my end. Yeah, now I can still hear you.
Okay, got you. So yeah, it's like anyway, bro, all I said was that some I'm not even insulting Elon. All I said was like, the term sounds old.
Yeah.
Hold on, dude, let me try something because my Wi-Fi. No, my Wi-Fi is on actually. What is going on?
I have no idea.
Hold on. Okay, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi again. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's like Elon Musk is just Elon Muskin,
Yes?
Musky. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Elon Musk has been saying a lot of things on X. I mean, I thought he was getting out of politics for a minute. I mean, I thought he was gonna focus on his Tesla business.
Well, I guess he's not. He's
Well,
still in the
either
politics game.
either way, I'll be honest. I feel like there are some people who get into the politics game who don't even know what they're talking about. They just like a certain person and they're like, okay, this will be my content. This will be what my ideology is based on within the social media sphere. Then after they stop, and after Trump, they have to continue to remain relevant within politics, even though they're probably not interested in half the candidates other than Trump. But hey, that's why I didn't try so hard with politics or with anything really, because it's whatever.
It's something.
And it's definitely something. You can briefly talk about it, but it's not one of the things that I would want to make. Mainly because that would get boring. I'm a very versatile person. I don't like just doing one thing. I mean, if I can do one thing and I can be interested in it for life, that'd be awesome. But most things I don't care about. Is there anything else in the news?
I think that's us.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right.